Owning your own social media marketing agency can be super exciting. You get to be your own boss, you get to set your own hours, work where you want, when you want, right? But like any other business, it comes with expenses. So how can you operate a business on a budget? In this video, we're gonna teach you how to run your agency on a budget. Let's go. All right, welcome back to today's video. My name is Jordan Steen, aka Serial Entrepreneur. And in this video, like I said in the beginning, we're gonna talk about how to keep your operational costs low. We're gonna talk about some of the strategies that I use in the beginning, or what I recommend for new businesses to use, and then some of the tools and resources and platforms that we use to also manage our expenses. So if you've recently started your social media marketing agency, or if you're really looking to build and really scale your agency, you know, because you started a little while ago, then you're gonna wanna hit that subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner. And if you want more videos like this, plus giveaways, free training, seminars, all kinds of stuff like that, then hit that notification bell so that way you can get updated every time we release a new video. Lastly, make sure to stay tuned to the end of this video where we will show you our budgeting template and show you how to get access to it. So you've heard the saying, you have to spend money to make money. In business, this is true. Successful business owners just know how to manage their expenses, their cash flow, and just make sure that their money is on the right track, that they're not overspending or even underspending, which can be a bad thing too. But to control your cash flow, you have to be able to send invoices to those customers, right? So really quickly, what I want to recommend to you and what we use is something called Square. You guys have probably heard of Square Payment Processing. We use their platform because, again, it allows you to basically make reports. Number one, send invoices to your customers, that way you can get paid. But number two, it allows you to make reports to send over to your accountant at the end of the year, so that way all of your taxes are filed properly, and so that way your business never gets flagged by the IRS or gets in trouble for not paying the necessary fees to run a business. Understanding how to manage your operational costs is going to be crucial for your agency to be successful. If you guys are looking for some other reasons that a lot of other agency owners fail, or some reasons that I've noticed a bunch of agency owners fail, make sure to click up here in the top right-hand corner and you will see a link come up across the screen that will take you to a video on the biggest reasons why. So as you can see on the screen here, we have a list of expenses, and really that's the first thing you need to do to kind of set your budget and really understand what you need to work with to get your business going properly. So we're going to work out the math here a little bit, and what I've put together is a list of some of the services that I recommend. Actually, pretty much these are all of the services that I recommend for new agencies starting up that you're going to need to buy. Software, services, labor, some educational stuff, some equipment, just to make sure that you're covered with your agency. So let's go through that list really quickly. So the first thing is software and services. So the first one is going to be, obviously you need to have internet. You can't do this business without internet, and typically that costs around like $60 per month for at least a 50 megabit per second download speed. You will want at least 50 Mbps, and the reason why is because just with what you do, being online, you need to have a solid connection. All right, so that's the first thing that you definitely have to have. Number two is Asana. The cool thing is the basic version is free. I believe like the paid version is anywhere from like $20 to $35, so it's not that expensive once you want to bump up, and you really don't need that to start off. Really, their free version does a lot of what you need to do to get your agency rolling the right way and start planning out your content, making sure that people have projects that they're assigned to and know where to work, what to submit, and where to submit it, right? Next is going to be Active Campaign, and this is $9 per month. You will want this on the partner platform. It's $9 per month. This is an email management platform. The cool thing about the partner program is every email address that you add in past the first one, you get a discount on, and you're going to be charging your clients for access to this Asana platform anyway, so it comes off in that management fee. You should incorporate that into your cost, and that's why it's important to understand how much it's going to cost you to run that service for your business and for their business, right? So $9 a month for that. Once you add your second account, you automatically get like a 25% discount. So you can't beat it. That's why I recommend Asana. If you want the link to that, Active Campaign. If you want the link to the partner program, it is in the description below. The Google Business Suite is number 4 on the list, and this is roughly $10 per month. It's free if you buy Google, your domain, like your website domain through Google. So it's like domains.google.com. You go there, you buy your website. They give you access to the basic version for free. Sorry, my dog's walking by. But you get the basic version for free. The cool thing is though, it's kind of cool, but kind of not. You get it for free, but they don't give you unlimited data in your cloud storage area, so Google Drive. So what I recommend is spending that little bit of extra money. I believe it's $10 per month to bump up to the Pro package, where you get unlimited storage in your cloud, so that way you can upload as many photos and videos and audio files, anything you're possibly going to need for your business. $10 per month per user, really not bad at all. All right, and the other cool thing is if you buy your domain with Google, you also get your email address there. You get obviously your domain is hosted through them for a year, and that's roughly $1 per month, so $12 per year. Obviously not expensive at all. Next is going to be your website hosting. All right, so you have to host your website somewhere, right? So what I recommend is Bluehost. We'll leave a link in the description for that as well. I recommend their their Plus package, and that's $5.95 per month. That way you don't have the issue of your site speed or your site loading slowly, because when you're working on it, you make a bunch of changes, so you run out of data for your site, things like that. So I recommend the $5.95 per month package. You'll need a website platform, obviously. You can do it on Wix, Squarespace, WordPress. I did Squarespace for mine, and it's $16 per month. I believe they also offer hosting through their platform, but I just recommend going through Bluehost. It's one of the more secure, trusted platforms. One of the last few softwares is QuickBooks for small business, and you need this to track all of your expenses. It makes it easier, so you don't have to write everything down in a spreadsheet every day. You just go in there, you make sure every expense is run through your business bank account, and then you attach that bank account to your QuickBooks. Now you have it all on a list for you, so you know what your running budget is per month, and you know what you need to target to either break even or at least be able to pay yourself, right? Excuse me. Next is going to be Canva photo editing, and this is only if you don't plan to hire a designer, which, again, I recommend outsourcing ASAP, like as soon as you possibly can. And so if you don't plan on doing that, Canva for photo editing is pretty good. I believe it's $9.99 per month for the business software version. You will want that version. And then the last one is going to be Hootsuite. Now, you can do this one of two ways. You can use Hootsuite if you want. They have a free version that you can use on your first client if you wanted. Their paid version is $19 per month, and I think that gives you access to 10 social profiles or something like that. One way I recommend doing this, if you want to save that extra $19 per month starting out, then what you can do is have your scheduler, if you hire someone to schedule all of your posts for you, you can actually have them post on each platform natively. So go to Twitter post, go to Google, schedule it there, go to Facebook, schedule it there, go to Instagram, schedule it there. And you can find a scheduler for $2 to $3 per hour. Not expensive at all, right? So, it's kind of up to you how you want to run it, but that's just my 2 cents. Next is going to be equipment over here. And you can see we have the equipment is basic. Just you need a laptop at least. You have to have a laptop. You can usually get one for around I recommend spending no less than $300. All of the other ones are going to be super cheap. They're going to run very slow. You're just not going to be happy. At least $300 on a laptop. Don't spend any less. You're going to need your smartphone. This is roughly $50 per month for access to the phone. That's for the lower end accounts like Boost Mobile or something like that. If you're really working on a budget, there's nothing wrong with getting Boost Mobile. Their service is obviously a little bit less quality than Verizon, but it'll work. It'll get your business going, and you can upgrade later. The last thing is a cheap tripod. So if you plan on doing some of the video editing or the video shooting for some of your clients, then you're going to need a tripod, so that way it's stable and nice and smooth video shots. One thing I also will suggest with this smartphone is if you do get a smartphone, or when you get a smartphone, make sure it's one of the newer ones. Don't get an older one because the cameras aren't as great, so when you take photos and take video, the quality is just not there. Another trick is if you're going to use your phone for video and you're using it to shoot a commercial and they're talking, buy an external mic that you can plug into your phone or some sort of recording device, so that way you can actually get good audio sound as well. And you can do this, again, all from your phone. You don't have to buy a super expensive camera like I have. But But if you are looking for some of the more expensive video equipment, just check the description below. We'll leave all of the equipment that I use to record my stuff here at Serial Entrepreneur Academy, so you can get an idea of what is really required to get that high quality feel. What else do we have? Okay, so that's it for equipment. Next is going to be labor. So you can see here I recommend this for if you're starting out. These are the 3 positions you're going to want to hire for immediately: a scheduler, a designer, and a copywriter. This is going to help you, again, get out there and keep selling so that way you can keep landing clients and building your business. The scheduler, again, $2 to $3 per month. Hire someone from the Philippines or from India that's willing to do it really, really cheaply, and all they do is schedule stuff for you. That's it. They take the final product for each platform and they schedule it. The designer is something you're also going to want. They edit photos and video for you. You can find someone, my designer for my channel, who does the thumbnails, who does the video editing. He's $10 an hour. You can find this on Upwork, which is a outsourcing platform I recommend you use, which is free. So I recommend getting a designer, $10 per hour. Copywriter is going to be another one, and you can get this person for anywhere from $8 to $15 per hour, depending on where you hire from. You can get it even cheaper if, say, you're like in the Philippines. You can get it even cheaper than that. Wherever you're trying to get copy from, what I will recommend is if you're going to be writing copy like in English, if your copy is going to be in English, then you don't want to hire in the Philippines or India. You will want to hire somewhere from like Canada or the US and just bite the bullet and pay that little extra, because it is so much more worth it because they do their own revision. Last thing that I want to recommend, and this is something that I recommend to all of my students, all of my viewers, because I do it myself too. It's a principle that I not only preach, I also practice it. But your education needs to be something that you're constantly investing in. The more you the more you invest in your education, I promise you, the more money you will make over the long term. Okay, you won't see it instantly, but you will see it over time. You'll start to see all of that education that you received start to pay off. All right, so let's go into this a little bit further, right? Because obviously we have our expenses, but how do we break this down to really know what we have on a month-to-month basis? Well, we have a thing called variable versus fixed expenses in business. So a fixed expense is something that stays the same every single month, and that's basically this whole list of software and services. Unless you're upgrading and adding more clients onto each account, the software service is going to stay the same. And then even once you add that client on, the software price doesn't change, it stays the same. So a fixed expense, again, this is going to let you know what your running budget is on a monthly basis. So if we take everything from what I have up here, let's pull up a calculator really quick, and we'll figure out what our fixed costs will be in this example. If this is a brand new business starting off, right? So we got $59.99 plus Asana will say is free, plus $9 for active campaign, plus $10 plus $1 per month, plus $5.95 for hosting, and add $16 for your site platform, $10 for QuickBooks. Canva is $9.99 per month, and then Hootsuite is going to be $19 per month, plus our cell phone bill is also going to be $50 per month, right? So 50. If you can, do about $100 per month on education. If you can't, at least $50, something, and start, if you're not able to, like say you want to buy a platform or an educational resource, but it's like $500, start putting that money into a savings account. I'm telling you, please, like, if you want to know why all of us are successful, all of the people you see that you learn from, all these mentors and gurus, it's because we invest. That is why we are ahead of the game. We know that the more money we put into ourselves, the more money we're going to make in the long term with our business and personally. So that's why we continue to do it. That's why I still spend thousands of dollars every single year just on education. So take that into consideration. But if we add that $100 in, all right, cool. So we got roughly $290. You can see on here that we have laptop and tripod. What you could do is basically take the total cost let's say you spend $350 on a laptop and tripod, right? You would take $350, divide that by 12. So we'll say $290 there, $290.93. All right, $350 divided by 12. I hit plus. Okay, $29. Right there, so plus $290.93. All right, so roughly our costs for the fixed expense area is $320. And the cool thing is you can expense all of these that's called Basically you're depreciating the cost of your equipment over a year. That's an accounting, not trick, but it's an accounting term, but it's also an accounting practice. That's what I'm trying to get. It's an accounting practice that you use to expense out equipment that you buy that has a cost, but it's not like something you pay for monthly, and it's not something that, you know, it comes in as an expense every month, so you just expense it out over the year. Bigger things like a car, you can expense out over the course of several years. But basically, we would expense that out. So roughly $320. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in a text box here, and we're going to say it's roughly $320. So you guys can see it. All right, cool. So we've got that expense down right there. Now we've got our variable expenses. Variable expenses are just expenses that change every single month. It could be, you know, a little more, a little less. It just depends on how much you use that service, right? So that's going to be things like our labor, people that we're hiring. So that's things like our scheduler, our designer, our copywriter. And the cool thing is what I've kind of done is, and you know, it'll be in this range. It might be a little more, maybe even a little less than this range is for you and the business or client you're working with. But roughly, this is about what it will cost to get someone to perform a job on a monthly basis for a client at a lower level. If it's like a client that they require, you know, they're spending 20 grand a month for you to create content and run ads for them, you're going to spend a little more on the production cost. But if it's a basic client, you know, 2 grand, 5 grand, something like that, roughly this is about how much you're going to spend. Again, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. So the scheduler, again, all this person does is schedule content on your platform. That's it. All right, so $20 to $100, easy, right? And if it's just one client, it's going to be closer to $20, $30. That's it, and it takes that job off of your plate. This is why you have to do it. This is why Serial Entrepreneur Academy, our course, is so good. We teach you little tricks like this that save you time and help you focus on the tasks that matter, which are building your agency. Designer, this person again creates photos, creates thumbnails, creates videos, all that stuff, does video editing. You can find a person that does video editing and like graphic design all in one. You can find that person for roughly $10 an hour. They should work anywhere from 10 to 20 hours per maybe week or per month, depending on how much creative you're actually getting done on a weekly basis. So that $100 to $200 per month could be on the monthly basis, could be on the weekly basis. Again, it depends on how much you're spending. If you're spending like 5 grand, or if your client's spending 5 grand per month, though, they're going to be spending probably roughly closer to $100 to $200 per week, or you're going to be spending roughly $100 to $200 per week on design work. So that's $1,000 out of that budget. But trust me, that's kind of normal. All right. And you can get it less than $1,000. You could probably spend around, I'd say $700, and that would be your design cost for that customer. Then you're going to need a copywriter, and this person is going to cost you roughly anywhere from $100 to $250. This could be, again, on a weekly or a monthly basis, depending on how much you're really writing for that client. If all you're doing is basic social media posts, it's going to be a lot cheaper. If you're doing like blog writing, a little more expensive because it takes a little longer, plus each blog article is a little more expensive, right? So that's basically the cost structure. So we'll just average these out. We'll say 20 to 100. We'll say roughly, all right, so we'll say midway between, we'll say about $65 for your scheduler. We'll say about $125 for your designer, and we'll say roughly $125 for your copywriter. So $315 right here, right? So we'll get this little guy. 315. Whoops, that's number 15. 315. Cool. So roughly our cost of operation, again, I want you guys to understand that, roughly our cost of operation is about $635, right? So total $635. And what this means is, the reason why it's so important for us to get clients above like $1,000 is because you can see right here it costs us a lot. But also know this number decreases per client
the more clients you take on. It's obviously going to be more expensive for you to run starting off because you're paying. It's like going to the grocery store and buying dinner for one night versus going to the grocery store and buying dinner for maybe, several nights, or going to the grocery store and buying dinner for one person versus buying dinner for a family, right? If you're buying a thing of chicken for yourself, that's, say the pack of chicken, you get 4 pieces in it and that's $16. Well, cool, that's $16 for just you, right? But say we go to the store and we get that same pack of chicken, but it's for a family of 4. Now we can feed a family of 4 for, $4 per person, right? So it kind of breaks down that cost a little more on a per person level. Think of it, I know that example is a little skewed, but you get what I'm saying. Basically, you guys will spend less per client that you bring on because you don't need to hire out a different person for each different level. Your expenses become less, like your fixed costs actually decrease because it's on a per client basis and those are fixed. So the only thing that actually increases when you bring on new clients is your variable costs.
So that's it for this video, guys. I hope this was super informative for you. If you're looking to learn more about starting a social media marketing agency, or if you're just really looking to improve, scale your agency that you're already running, then you're gonna wanna make sure you check out Serial Entrepreneur Academy below, where we've taught hundreds of people how to start a social media marketing agency by now, and we have several students making anywhere from $10,000 to $45,000 plus per month. Also, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, if you want our template to basically mapping out your expenses so that way you know exactly what you need to do each month to basically make ends meet and keep your business going on the right track, make sure to check the description below because we'll leave a link for that there too. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Last thing, leave a comment below if you've actually mapped out your expenses before. I want to know. Just say, yes, I've mapped out my expenses. If you haven't, write, no, I haven't mapped out my expenses, and Jordan, I plan to have them mapped out by this date, and set a date so that way you can remain accountable with yourself. Lastly, guys, thank you all for showing up. If you are new here, again, make sure you subscribe and then hit that notification bell so you can get all the updates, free tools, free resources, giveaways that we do here at Serial Entrepreneur Academy. If you guys are returning, you know I love you guys. Thank you very much. And I will get out of here now, but I'll see you on the next video. Serial Entrepreneur out. Later, guys.
Ready to start living the 6-figure work wherever, be your own boss lifestyle? Well, at Serial Entrepreneur Academy, we'll teach you how to use a laptop and internet to start your own social media and digital marketing agency. Get started with our free Facebook ads training. Links in the description below, guys. See you in the course. Serial Entrepreneur out.